Hello everybody, welcome back to Kanga TV, home of North Melbourne fans, and this is a video I never thought in a million years I'd be making. I'm not quite sure where to start, how to start. I have tried to start this about 7 or 8 times previously. I'm just going to go straight to the source of the news that was broken today. Mitch, Cleary and Xander McGuire from Channel 7 have reported that captain Jy Simpkin may be looking to explore his options beyond North Melbourne. For season 2026, Mitch's initial tweet reads, "The management of North Melbourne captain Jy Simpkin has started sounding out clubs to gauge interest in the contracted midfielder." With Xander McGuire following up, Simpkin has discussed his frustrations with being played out of position with those around him. With 4 years left on a deal believed to be worth an average of around $1 million a year, clubs will have to make a significant sacrifice to land the Roos skipper. That information was followed up with an exclusive piece in The Age by Jake Niall. At this stage, that's just about all the information that we've got, and with such little information on hand, it allows for more conspiring and more conclusions to be jumped to and more analysis. And I don't know how much truth there is to this information, but I think it's too big of a rumor to just sit back and let unfold. I wanted to come and sit down, have a chat with you guys, share my initial thoughts on the news that broke this afternoon, hopefully hear your thoughts as well if you would like to share in the comments. As always, it's a massive story, and watching the way the Merit situation has unfolded at Essendon over the last 8 days, I know how rapidly these things can develop, and while there is such little information to begin with today, I often feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, and I just wanted to sit down, like I said, try and make sense of my thoughts because I've been having a generational crash out for the past few hours, but I'm somewhat composed and ready to have a chat about it with you guys. First and foremost, I just want to talk about the situation itself. Forget Jy, forget his form on field in 2025, forget his leadership abilities. Put that to one side, we'll get to that in a moment. The captain of the football club wants to leave. And for North Melbourne, I think that is heartbreaking, to be honest. The club has tried really, really hard to rectify mistakes that might have been made in the past, to rebuild the culture, to get the on-field to a position where we're ready to move back up the ladder and to start seeking out success. The club's doing what it can to put all these pieces back in place. So for the captain then to turn around and say, I want to leave, it's not great. It's not great for the club. And I think when you think about a captain and what a captain should be, they should be the heart and soul of the football club. And for North Melbourne, and in our case specifically, I think they should be a picture of resilience and a picture of someone with a never say die attitude and someone with this unwavering belief in the club's direction and determination to get us to where we need to be, whatever it takes. That's kind of what I think of when I think about the ideal captain for North Melbourne, particularly at the moment, given where the club's at and we look like we are on the edge of pushing towards success and pushing back up the ladder. That's what the captain should embody. And news like this is sort of the complete opposite to that. So it is a bit of a hard pill to swallow. And I think that it is, from a club's perspective anyway, really disappointing. You feel like the captain should be the heartbeat of your football club, especially Jy stepped into the solo captaincy role at the start of 2025 with the support of Harry Sheasel and Nick Larkey as his vice and deputy vice captains, sure, but he's taken this responsibility on himself in 2025. And to be sitting here at the end of the season, 3 days after he addressed the room at the Sid Barker Medal, the potential he wants out is really disappointing. The reason behind him potentially wanting out is that he's not spending enough time in the middle of the ground. Let's be honest here. Jy's form in 2025 hasn't warranted him a selection in the midfield. I actually thought the best position for him was on the wing. I thought he was excellent in the last month of footy. I thought he started the season really, really strong, sort of lost his way middle and late in the year before pulling together a really strong month to finish off the season on the wing. And I think that's a great position for him. If you want to play midfield, show us. step up to the plate. You can't just walk into a midfield because you're the captain. And I really like that Clarko has taken that stance with him this year. I think making all players, no matter who they are, earn their spot is really, really important. Sometimes a circumstance doesn't allow us to do that as much as we'd like. Positional reasons, experience reasons, for evenness amongst the side. But Jy hasn't played his best footy much, if at all, in season 2025. He's had some glimmers here and there, but his form hasn't warranted him midfield minutes, in my opinion anyway. Do I think that Jy Simpkin could be in our best 23? Absolutely, yes. Like I said, on a wing, I think that's a really great spot for him. But you can't just walk into the midfield because you're the captain of the club. You need to perform at a level that proves that you deserve that spot. Take Luke Parker, for example. He's come across and he has really set the standard and has probably been a big reason as to why Jy hasn't been able to crack into that midfield as much as he might have liked or thought heading into season 2025. But Parks has been incredible for us. And I think our midfield has been better off having him in there along with the likes of a Harry Sheezel, an LDU, or George Wardlaw. These guys are fighting tooth and nail most weeks to get the job done as best they can. And if that is the reason as to why his management have started to sound out other clubs of potential move, that's pretty selfish and it's pretty disappointing because, as I said before, in my mind, a captain, they're selfless and they're doing what they can for the greater good of the club, no matter how that looks. And sometimes players do need to take one for the team to allow the team success as a whole. Angus Brayshaw in the premiership year at the D's in 2021 is a great example of that. He moved from the midfield to the wing and he spoke about it many a time that it wasn't a sexy move, wasn't a sexy position to play, but he was so important to that premiership side in 2021 and I don't think he would trade the sexiness of what he had to do and that move for the opportunity to play in that premiership winning side or contributing to the D's success and to the premiership that they had. So, yeah, it's just trying to come to terms with it. I think it's a bit of a shock, irrespective of what you think of Jy's form this year, and we've spoken about it a lot on the channel, and plenty of you guys have already had your say over on socials this afternoon. The club has had a tough but good year, I think. I feel like we probably thought that we should be and felt that we should be further along in terms of win-loss, but the progress has been there and the signs of improvement have definitely been there. And you come to season's end and you are excited about what lies ahead, who we can bring in the trade period, who we can draft, and start to look towards building something better in 2026. And so I think for the club, we celebrated the Sid Barker medal and the season that was over the weekend. Just 3 days later to be sitting here with this news. Like, how much more can this club take, honestly? How much more can the supporters take? No matter what happens from here, we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine. No man is bigger than the club. One thing I will say, though, is if this news does turn out to be true, regardless of where Jy is playing in season 2026, I don't think he can continue as captain of the football club. We need to know that our core group, and in particular our leaders, are all in on the direction that this football club is going, and they are committed to taking us there. And this news suggests anything but that. So I think it's going to be a very, very interesting few weeks, and I have no doubt this story will start to develop over the next few days and over the coming weeks as we approach the trade period. I just hope that it's the club putting themselves first and what is best for the football club, and whatever that looks like from a player's perspective and from a leadership perspective. we put full faith in those in charge, and hope that together we can regroup and move on bigger and better than ever. Anyway, guys, just a quick one for me. I wanted to share my thoughts and obviously the news that broke this afternoon. Feel free to leave all of your thoughts in the comments below. As always, we can keep chatting over on socials as well. Kanga TV show across Instagram, Facebook, X, and on email. A huge afternoon for supporters, a shock and just a lot to wrap your head around. No doubt we'll be following this one very, very closely over the coming days and weeks, along with all of the other trade news and rumors floating around the airwaves. I look forward to doing it with you guys. As always, it's a pleasure doing it with you guys. You keep me sane through the roller coaster of emotions that is being a North Melbourne supporter. Thank you once again for being here, and we'll speak very, very soon. Go Roos.